Well, we're getting some lovely warm days now, and my seeds have sprouted, and my transplants are getting more comfortable in the beds now as it warms up. So I'm puttering around, but I thought I'd also give a little tour around. I'm just bringing my rosemary and mint down from upstairs in my bedroom. Bring it outside, let it get some fresh air. I'll just put these pots somewhere. But first I'm going to give it a little trim. And I'll just hang these to dry. So all winter long I just take cuttings from this as it grows indoors. But I also have more than enough mint for my teas and food at the moment, and rosemary. So I'll dry these ones, add to my indoor herb stash, dried herbs. Hang them. That's nice. Any more? I've also working on the last of my plants to be hardened off, and they're down here. It's my eggplant. I am going to put some outside after all, and my squash. My peppers and tomatoes, they'll go out any day now, maybe even today. The weather, as is only does in Newfoundland, we don't really have a spring to speak of, ever. And we go from coats to shorts, like overnight, which is wonderful. I'm glad we're here, warm weather. And the rest of the week looks very nice. So I think I can get my tomatoes out. But we'll let these guys outside. I'll put them somewhere where they can enjoy some sun. And they're hardy enough, I don't really have to harden these off or acclimate them much. This should be fine. Can't really kill mint. Oh, smells lovely. I've just put these poles because I planted or direct seeded my bush beans yesterday, and I'm going to complete today those that I didn't finish. I've got my seeds here. But I remembered that this year I finally got my hands on some gorgeous gigantic beans to plant. And they're not a bush. Aren't they beautiful? Look at them. Oh, gorgeous. So, being a pole bean, which I don't normally buy because of my wind and things, I'm hoping these little stick structures will work. I think that's going to stay stable. I've also got a few more scarlet runner beans I'll put around also. But I was very pleased to have found this year. I got it from Annapolis Seeds, which has amazing bean varieties. They're in all kinds of heirloom seeds, period. So I'll stick these in. Now, pole beans for me here in Newfoundland climate, well, they are anyways. Pole beans take a lot longer to mature than bush beans, which is why which is why I normally stick to bush beans to ensure that I get a harvest. So I hope these gigantes come up fine. I finally have been doing well with the scarlet runner. So hopefully these will also. I thought I'd try them this year. I'll go back over there. I don't want to crowd them too much because the bushes, or the pole being bush, they can get quite crazy. So I want them to be able to breathe, yet always trying to save space here. Yeah, I actually got 2 packs. I have to find some more spaces for these. And if the winds become too much, I can put string around everything to tie them in and secure a bit better. Where will I put this one? Right there. So I hope those do well, and I've got quite a few more bush beans that will probably fill this bed up yet to go, and that will be all my beans in for the season. Now I've been slowly direct seeding and planting some of my transplants out. So I'll show you what's in the garden thus far. Not a whole lot. Well, it's in, but it hasn't grown up yet. But I'll show you where we're at. So these first two beds, this is where my tomatoes will go. And this empty bed is where my squash will go. I've decided to put most of them all together this year. This bed has, just a bunch of seeds coming up. Couldn't tell you what's what. There's Mizuna, there's that spinach, there are runner beans here, which I will get poles for. There's onions interspersed, there's radish, there's lettuce, just all kinds of different things here. There's some broccoli and cabbage. And at the far, I've put a succession of carrots. I don't think they're up yet. Every week or two, I plant more carrots out. There's my Brussels sprout who's suffered some wind, but he'll be just fine. There's a little red cabbage there. And I've yet to fill the end here. I've got lots more leftover transplants that I'll see that are celery, and what have I got? More Brussels sprouts, I think. This is where I was just doing the beans. I'll finish those off today with more of the bush beans. This bed, I don't think I've fully thought it out yet. Just some onions are up. So I've got some bunching onions and some green salad onions. There's a wee cabbage. Yeah, so this looks like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, celery. They're bouncing back. They always do quite well. They don't mind the cold too much. They just look really bad at first. There's some more cabbage and broccoli, I think. And there's a few more little ones there too. But empty space here. I've got a celebration squash that was sown outdoors, so it was fully acclimated. So he's fine, and he should do well. He'll probably beat my other squash. So yeah, lots more to plant out here. Just seeing what pops up, because I can never remember what I've seeded, to be honest. Here is my perennial garlic, which I'll soon be needing, to be honest. I'm getting through mine, and it is getting just a bit old now. So I can get some fresh stuff. There's a celebration squash. So in here is leeks. They're looking sad, but they will be just fine. I can already tell that they're in and doing well. This is a globe artichoke, which I have to torture and put him out in the freezing cold. But I see one healthy leaf there. He'll be just fine too. Red cabbage. Can't get away from the strawberries. These little, you see the little oniony looking things? They're everywhere. I think my perennial garlic has been self-seeding. So now I have them everywhere. I don't know. I guess I'll probably pull them at some point. Brussels sprouts, celery, red cabbage, onion that's been dug by the birds. So I've just got onions stuck in. Bruce has done some whippersnipping and the grass is all over. I see some, that would be green onions, some marigolds, more of my perennial garlic, and more brassicas. And there's another celebration squash and the strawberries that get away. I think the birds, mice transplant those. Something's coming up here. Don't know what it is. That's why I have to sit back and wait and see. I put a stick to tell me. This is my weird way. So these 3 sticks here meant save for a squash. So I've seeded in the rest. That's how weird I am. Now, celebration squash, celery, it's caught on, my leeks, they're catching on. Some bunching onions, another Brussels sprout. Along this edge here should be, I have to look. Is that carrots? It doesn't look like carrots. I think that might be, no, this is parsnips. Peas are up. Don't need the poles just yet. I've got a row of corn here. I had to put seeds in, and because I only had 4 plants that came up. And marigolds. So yeah, in every bed, I'm just repeating myself. There's lots of brassicas. This is some leftover transplants from my winter sowing. I may get some of those out. I think I'm finding more space. Now I have 2 beds of garlic. And they're looking really great. Really great. I've got potatoes in these bags. They're fingerlings. Oh, I forgot to show you down here. Hang on. I have, Bruce went up to the city area to get me some leaf mulch. So there's nothing in here but leaf mulch. But potatoes don't need a whole lot. So I'm not sure how they'll do, because I don't have any other soil in there than that. But look at the size of these bags I had to fill. So fortunately he got the trailer and loaded it up. So this is a mixed bag of all kinds of potatoes. My last 2 beds here out of my 12. This is my strawberries. Now I had to put a lot of the transplants that the birds spread throughout all my beds, because a lot of the old mothers got pulled and there was lots of holes. But I see that they've already caught on. So I'm not sure how this year will do, but there's a lot of flowers, and I think the empty spaces have filled out quite nice. And then the final bed, 2 more celebration squash. I just transplanted those because they were outdoors. Leeks, Brussels sprouts, volunteer onion, celery. You see how, let me show you. Everything just sort of dies when it comes out because of the wind. Even though I try to plant them out on a non-windy day, well, before the evening's even out, it could be unexpected high winds. But you'll see it has no problem catching on. So there are lots of seeds in this bed that haven't come up yet because I just put them in a couple of days ago. More brassicas. I think that's a volunteer sunflower, which I may leave. That is a dandelion. Onions, both salad and bunching onions. This could be turnip. I put a few extra broad beans here because the birds had pulled some out from my other bed. I'll show you. And some peas and another volunteer sunflower, I'm thinking. If not, I'll pull it out. So that's my 12 beds. I had to get really close to show you what's there, but hopefully it'll all spring up really fast. Now this area is just flowers, and in the top part is all my potatoes. Nothing much to show you there, and I've already done a potato video. They haven't really sprung up yet. And I'm still working on, I'm not fighting the grass anymore. I'm just going to keep planting and planting. So my herb garden is up there, and flowers. The black currants are doing wonderful. Loads and loads and loads this year. Wonderful. And this is my red currants, which are very, very sweet currants. I keep saying that, but they really are surprisingly sweet. And they're doing really well too. And I'll show you over here my raspberries that I put in a few years ago, 2 years ago, are, well, you can see one sticking up there, another one. They're coming up. My black currants are coming up. And I have one, what is it? Gooseberry. So there's nothing on those to show yet, but they're there. And we'll just go to the final area here. This is the bed I've been continuously picking at. I have an area that my son helped me to just haul out. The field just overtakes it. There's no soil left. You have to dig the whole thing out. So I have to build that back up because I'm sure I want to plant something there. So onions, they just kind of, the first rain we had, the only day of rain we had, they just popped up. So now I have to keep on watering those. I've got volunteer kale everywhere. I've left those in and I've got to get those weeds out. Here are my broad beans. Most of them, actually they all came up, but a few were pulled out by the birds. And it's no big deal. I put more Brussels sprouts here and more celery. And I've got a little bit of space here for some leftover transplants, I guess. Here's just a little flower area. It's just starting to bloom. My Egyptian walking onions are also just getting their tops on. Then this area is all bush beans. They have not come up yet because I just put them in yesterday. And over here, what did I put there? Oh, that's my summer savory. More onions, so I've got lots of onions. And apparently lots of kale there. And then, oh, here's my haskip. Last year, it's got the flowers now. Last year, it was just eaten alive. Oh, it's starting here. So I didn't even show it last year, I don't think. It just was eaten alive by something. And then here's one that I took from a cutting and hidden in here. But someone just advised me to just take an inch tip. So I'm going to do that. Maybe today I'll get some more clippings and try some more because I took 4, I think, and only 1 worked for me that way. But I'm pleased. And but I'll try these cuttings and keep them indoors till I get some roots from them. Oh, and over here is that almond tree I put in. These are my wild blueberry bushes. They're everywhere, of course. Let me get in here. Ugh, and wild roses. So I keep coming out to check, but finally, can you see this? There we are. There's a sprout on my almond tree. Exciting. Let me get out of this. Ooh. Okay. Well, that's where my garden is today. Now is just the fun of watching everything grow, getting those last few warm-loving plants out once they're hardened off, which should be by the end of this week. But thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. Take care. We'll see you soon.